A very good afternoon to you as we see the Lindisfarne Footy Club running through their banner for the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final live from North Hobart Oval. The boys coming out through their banner are fired up and ready to go. We've got a massive game here for that Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final. It's Lindisfarne taking on New Norfolk as we see the boys from New Norfolk coming out, led by their captains Nathan Ford and Jakey Foster. They've gone the long way around it, New Norfolk, to get here on the last day of the season. They're getting set now, fired up and ready to go. My name's Tubes Taylor. I'm joined in the commentary box by my good friend Aaron Peach Roberts. Good morning, Peach.
G'day, Tubes. Nearly midday. There are some of the fans that are around North Hobart Oval looking $1 million, as it always does. A lot of good players in both these sides that have had a heap of experience, and a few that would maybe just mention Blair Wardlord, who was 4 years ago was the key touch to win that grand final in the seniors over Lindisfarne. Jordan Eisel's played plenty, and
we're going to cross down.
And one of my favourite players, Rowan Heron.
Oh, yeah.
He's a superstar, ripping football, and there he is in the middle as we get set now for the national anthem.
We'll cross down to Brent Costello for that national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to North Hobart Oval for SFL Grand Final Day. It's time for the Reserves Grand Final between Lindisfarne and New Norfolk. I'd like to firstly acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we're meeting today, the Muwanina people, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. Would you please be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem?
Well, there we go. Advance Australia Fair bellowing out across North Hobart Oval. And it's safe to say I'm not entirely sure which way this is going to go. I think given the strength of the Lindisfarne side and their quality of season, I'm going to lean towards them, but who knows on the last day in September or the last day of the season in September, Peach, as you pulled me up on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I mean, the form suggests Lindisfarne, New Norfolk have come from third. They've had to win a couple of games, but there's a lot of experience in both these sides that have played a lot of senior and reserve footy. I see Ollie Rand has played a stack along with Edmondson. Dylan Zantuck's run around a fair bit. Dylan Johns.
Dan Reimers.
Yeah, so Anning's played some senior footy, lots of experience. As neither of these sides featuring in a senior grand final for a couple of years, which we're seeing a change where these two teams bashed it out in senior footy. Now we're seeing a few players moving back into the back end of their career. Blair Wardlord is one of those who's probably towards the end, but still got plenty of sensational football to go. But we've got the toss of the coin there, Tubes.
Looks like New Norfolk have won it with Jake Foster kicking to the right of screen. Interestingly, going against what we think is a bit of a breeze here.
I think the breeze has dropped when I was standing out there. It's dropped, although looking at your eucalyptus tree just on top of Argyle Street, it's got a little windier again. If that's our metric, well, we've got a reference point. It's blowing a little bit.
Must,
you know what?
Course,
I've got an app that can do this for us.
Yeah, there's my tree. That's Tubes' tree. That's the one I'm going off. If that's blowing around, well,
we've got no idea though which direction the wind's going. If it's moving, there's wind.
No, that's right. That's all I'm saying. So, big thanks to our umpires today: Adam Stephen, Alan Tyne, Jason Williams in the centre. Of course, the boundary umpires Patrick Ear and Tom George. And in the goals, we've got Lynette Genders and Wade Stewart. Congratulations to those folks from the Tasmanian umpires. What is it called? TUFA?
Yeah, TUFA.
TUFA. You were trying to slap a few extra U's in there, but earlier today we saw the Southern Storm run out victors in the Colts, thanks to Banjos Rosny. But right now it's the reserves. We've got Lindisfarne taking on New Norfolk. Peach, what are your predictions before the first bounce?
They'll bang. They'll clash early. I don't expect this to necessarily be a really hotly contested game around the ball. I expect there's so many good users. It'll get open and flowing. I kind of hope a really high standard of footy. Obviously, last year's reserves grand final was in slippery conditions. This ground's perfect. A little bit of, I think someone got the grass killer out for the lest we forget sign. But other than that, the ground's in top nick.
It's almost like on the screen there. It's almost like one of those 3D eye things that you've
3D.
got to sort of cross your eyes a little bit to get going. We're going to get started for this Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final between Lindisfarne and New Norfolk. Lindisfarne lose the tap. Ruck contest was won nicely. Tangata at the bottom of the pack. Big tackle laid on him. And we'll see a ball up early in stages.
Tangata's going to be in early, isn't he? He's going to be in every ruck contest early.
How about the haircut on the ruckman from Lindisfarne? That's great work. Diving on the footy down there's Clark. The captain gets the handball out towards his teammate and Fisher. Couldn't quite pick it up though. Clark went again. Burrows in like a little hound dog. Zantuck trying to give him some assistance. Nice tackle laid down there by Jack Hills, and we'll see a ball up. So you're pretty keen to see your man Rowan Heron kick a few bags today.
Well, I mean, he's obviously goes forward and he's capable.
Tangata again gets wrapped up by Zantuck, and we'll see a ball up. Tangata's not ready to be taking any rubbish from Andrew Clark, the captain on the opposition side. So again, the Rucks go at it. Really interested in this duel. It's going to be a free kick going the way of big Tom Curry. Fresh haircut for him. And that's an interesting ball drop. Classic ruckman, and that mark is taken down there by the Eagles. It'll be a free kick going to... And 52 for Thompson.
I've actually missed that one.
I think it was just encroaching on the mark. And there's a mark down there to Tyson Eisel.
See that swirly breeze? Eisel had to react late. There's a short pass in here too.
Oh, that's a good kick to Curtin. And Curtin's a known goal kicker. Pleading with the umpire down there was Jared Fisher in the stack hat. The umpire says, don't you worry about it, Jared Fisher. I've got this. It's umpire Tyne.
Geez, it was a brilliantly weighted kick, wasn't it, to Curtin?
Sensational. So in comes Clinton Curtin. He likes it off the boot. Has it worked enough for him? Yes, it has. First blood goes to the Eagles, and we're away on the LJ Hooker scoreboard.
Well, as I said, I thought once that ball gets out in the open, there's so many good users on a dry track, and we'll just see this really competent goal. It was Curry initially, a free kick and then a 50-metre penalty in this finish. And you get to see the wind just moving into the right-hand side, and all the security just rocked up in the ground as well.
Look at Clinton Curtin. We've called his name a few times over the years, Peach. We love him.
That's a fresh haircut too. He's been to the
isn't
barber.
Out it comes now, run down by Curry. Out the back, here's a chance for the two Blues through Zantuck. He's a good user of the ball. He's got his socks pulled up nice and long and down towards Rand. And Ollie Rand comes out and takes a mark inside forward 50.
Always a nervous kick, Rand. Super footballer, but he needs to get confidence with his kicking.
Peach is just putting the mickey on him.
No. If he gets confident with his kicking, he's very effective. You'll want to do something here.
In comes Ollie Rand for the quick response for the two Blues. It's a real little 9-9 and fades away through for behind. We'll put that one down to you, Peach.
Good start here. No, Rand is a super player, but just now and again his kicking lets him down when he's not. As Thompson deep in the pocket finds an Eisel. He's waiting and just slowed the game down a little bit. Fast starters, both teams have been able to get the ball back and forth. Might have gone out of bounds. No, it's actually been marked out the back. So New Norfolk have got no one in the middle, so it's going to be a hoof. Wardlaw in front position. He gets, it was a bit too easy, gets punched out of the way. That's a dangerous kick. It's been chopped off by Wardlaw again. Wardlaw's kick with the umpire blew the whistle. Eisel's got it. Eisel, a wobbly pasty up towards the goals. And it's still in play. Is it still in play?
Yep.
A little bit of reserves football right there as we saw a couple of players just juggle the football, like Clark there, and knocks it out and just off the knees of Jack Hannigan out of bounds. So we're seeing the best of reserves footy and probably the worst of the reserves footy all in the space of a couple of minutes.
I love that you're already into him. That was Ryan Edmondson down there too, one of the senior footballers for Lindisfarne. You called a reserve footballer.
In the ruck as neither team able to win it down. Ransley in there, Tangata on the edge. He's had a forceful tackle laid on him by Fisher. And the umpires come in and said, no, look, that was a push. And it's going to be a free kick here to Tangata. He's involved. He's had 4 or 5 pressure acts. He's had a couple of pushes and shoves, and now he's delivering it up to half forward. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Should easily be cleared out here by Edmondson. And he makes sure that's fisted over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Yeah, like that. It looks like they're currently playing Ryan Edmondson as that quarterback general sort of role down back.
He's good at it.
Rowan Heron he's got to deal with. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He's good at it. So the boundary thrown right on the forward paint of 50 for the Eagles. Curry wins it down only as far as Tangata. He got his handball out wide towards Anning. Handball back by the Eagles, and they've got a bit of time and space through King. Goes long. Punched away nicely by the Lindisfarne defence. Picked up by Clark. Umpire circling.
He's had a bit of attention early, Clark, from Tangata. I don't know the rest who running near each other, but they're fairly combative footballers.
Yeah, I just like the way Torn Tangata goes at it. Curry again. His big lumbering arm. Big tackle by Zantuck. Umpire says, no, I'll take it. It's not getting out of there. We'll ball it up. Curry again with the big ruck contest. Wins it down. Corey Ransley, the other opposition ruck for the Eagles. Doing a good job. That'll be an enthralling battle. Both wearing school shoes today too. Curry, Tangata, had plenty of it early. Gets tackled again, so another stoppage. We're seeing a lot of this in grand finals, Peach.
Yeah, we did see it a little bit in the Colts grand final. And it's North Hobart, it does happen. But as I said, once the ball gets on the outside, there's some really good physical play. Good ruck contest at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's excellent. A couple of bigger boys. Umpires pulled out a free kick. Which way is it going? It's going to the Eagles. Short one's on here towards Wardlaw. Wardlaw's got to do a bit of work here. Goes in, spins out of trouble, then tries a little bit of fend off. Umpire says, ball.
Yeah, he did spin. It was a 50-50 call. I understand Wardlord might be just mildly frustrated that one, but he's just asked the umpire for clarification.
Jackson will take the free kick. He handballs off to the user in Mitchell. Mitchell's kick goes out towards Johns. Johns now lumbering it forward. Tangata got pushed off the ball, did Johns. The handball came inboard nicely to Thompson. Now the handball's got to go back out towards Tangata. Tangata lays a shepherd, going all the way back now to Ford. The captain Ford goes out wide, and that's a good mark taken by the Eagles. Clearing ball into the middle of North Hobart Oval. Works out okay. Fisher Goodley, out to Wardlaw. Chipping kick. And they're looking okay here, the Eagles, as they wheel around. Nice long kick down towards Curtin. He's so good fist from behind, from sharp. Goes out of bounds. Boundary
wasn't the best kick for Curtin, was it? And Heron was in front of him then, but maybe the wind just drifted that ball into the pocket just in front of the Roy Kazali stand. A spot where we'll once again have quite a few throws. And there's a throng of Lions. Throng, I'm not sure a collective now. A pride? That's a pride of Lions, isn't it?
Pride of Lions. Well done, Peach.
Curry in the ruck, couldn't get it. And the umpires found it free, so it's going to be in a defensive one. And
just
Curry,
watch this ball drop here, Peach, from Curry.
No ball drop issue at all. He handballed it. Wardlaw in best spot. He can't take it. And then the numbers come back around the ball. And we'll have a throw up here. So we'd probably say it's a little scrappy, contested, probably maybe what we expected in a grand final. It's first quarter here in the reserves grand final in the SFL. Curry doesn't get a decisive tap on that. Ransley was around it as well. A little hold is playing. Tangata at the front of that contest and then throws a Lindisfarne player off the ball. A group of players now converge on the football. There's a little kick that just comes out. He's going to have to wait under it for a while there, Bodner. And he waited for a little bit too long because the help came from New Norfolk. Wardlaw misses him.
Gee, they're keen.
Sharp was trying to win the football. And once again, the umpire's going to come in and say, give it to me.
I reckon there's been, and I'm not even exaggerating here, 10 ball ups in this exact position.
It's they're getting a common feel. It's Groundhog Day at the moment. Curry's right hand just gets to the footy. Ransley was in there second. Players falling over and unable to stay composed at the moment. And now we're over the boundary line again. I'm just wondering if we do get a clean possession. I imagine that ball's going to transition up the ground pretty quickly here for Lindisfarne. But New Norfolk are doing a really good job at holding it in, keeping things under check. Curry, Bodner, quick snap in towards their forward 50. Edmondson over the back should get this handball. That's a risky kick. It still hasn't been cleared, although numbers at the moment here with Lindisfarne. Now it just punches out. Finds Fisher. Clearing kick. New Norfolk on the chase. Handball over the top here to Tangata. And that's a great defensive smother. Well done there, Ty Mira.
Great tackle, Jack Anning.
Annings comes in and lays the tackle.
Yeah, Jack Anning there with a great tackle. I beg your pardon, it's not at all. It's Alex Harrison. No, it's not. I'll try again.
Is it Jackson?
Woodham.
Oh, it's Woodham. We're going to work our way through the 40s.
At it as Ford comes from behind. Nice and fisted away. Quick dribbling kick out towards Menzie. Menzie can't quite get his hands on the footy. Smart tap, only as far as the Eagles, though. Out the back, here's a chance now for Steele. Steele's kick out into the path of Reimers. Reimers has got someone hot on his hammer in Tyler Purdon, and happy to see it across the line, Dan Reimers, for a boundary throw-in. So a little bit of touchy stuff early. A little bit of woo-woo stuff coming from the wet area. There are already 3 sheets to the wind downstairs.
When's the bar open? 12 o'clock? Surely it's 12.
I don't know. You BYO. No, you definitely don't do that.
Not at Norfolk.
Come in and support your local footy leagues. And we hear a few choppers getting around Peach today.
It's bringing in the celebrities for the senior grand final.
Premiership Cup's being dropped in by a chopper.
Apparently Bracknell got a chopper out the other day after they won the grand final too.
Quick kick away by Rawnsley. Big fly. Edmondson just eluded him though. I heard that Longford Longford got a chopper ride.
Yeah, something like that, and then they ended up at Youngtown Oval. I'm not sure
Really
what actually happened in the end. There's been some rumours going around.
Goodness me, not the old classic. Curry up against his counterpart.
There's a farmer in the Northern Midlands who built his own chopper in his backyard. Is that even legal? I'm not sure. Had you get it registered by the Tasmanian Police? Motor Vehicle Registry?
Basically a drone, isn't it? So the free kick going to Ransley. Ransley's kick just eludes everyone, and boundaries on again. So as we expected, bit of hot stuff early, bit of scrappy stuff early. In most grand finals we see this, Peach. The question is, who's going to be the first team to just slow things down a bit? Fisted away nicely by Curry, and again out of bounds. Gee, we're earning our dollars in this part of the ground, aren't we?
We need a commentary position that side. I think. Be easy, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
You don't have to get your binoculars out all the time.
I've got my binoculars here today. I've got my pineapple lumps as well.
You've devoured those lumps.
Yeah, I know. I went a bit nuts. I feel a bit sick. Curry round the corner. Quick kick forward by New Norfolk. Lands in the arms of an opposition. Torn Tangata. Handballs into a man. Menzie with a short one. Finds Woodham. Woodham out to Johns. Johns' kick goes long. Pushed under the footy there. No, umpire said play on. Hodge got his handball away. Oh, trouble. And a push in the back. Just didn't roll in there, McPherson. So it'll be a free kick going the way of the Eagles. Little torpedo here for Thomason.
Yes, that push in the back there. That's right. A classic definition of a push in the back.
Cranfield takes the mark. He's got a short one on to Anning. Anning's handball over to Rand. Rand's got this in him, and he prefers this sort of stuff. A long kick going deep, but just wide of the mark. So a couple of behinds to Ollie Rand. At least he's getting the foot in his hands, Peach.
He looks good when the ball's moving quickly, doesn't he? He's going to be a hard one to tackle.
Ford's kick's a good one, chopping it off nicely though, coming across with Steele. Steele handballs up to his teammate there, and Fisher. Fisher's short one is good and finds Harris.
Good pressure, wasn't that, from Fisher's? Fist coming through. The ball just hung in the air for a little bit too long. Haven't seen Harris too much, so we'll be interested to see what he's capable of doing here with his set shot.
In comes Harris. Kick from about 25 out. He's got it. First goal of the game for Lindisfarne goes to Jaden Harris. And now they're in front by 2 points.
Yeah.
This was just a smart kick on the Banjos Rosny replay. How about this vision? Bang.
Yeah, it was a build-up just before then as well. The contest to turn it over. Yeah, right, just straighten up, lowered the eyes, and found a teammate in a better position. Maybe that might get things going, Tubes. So high fives all around us in Norfolk. One straight to 1 goal, 2. It's competitive footy at the moment. There's Tubes is being silly in the background. Minchin, Tim's brother, gets a kick. Tangata couldn't quite win it. O'Meara then gets it out. It's kicked out long. A long lead here by Remus. Remus will chase it down first. He might have been taken high, Remus, but the umpire was a fair way off, and we'll have a throw up here just in front of the old booze area, which I know they got that licence for the last few years. Used to be a popular can bar in the 70s and 80s.
See the crowd's building, Peach.
Yeah, you can feel a buzz. The popular spot, the tiered side of the ground. Edmondson, Rand, I should say, threw his hands and got a handball, and then Tangata's given away a free kick. The lead long into the forward 50. Just coming over the back was Harris. Harris couldn't get it. Swinging handball by Purden. And then a flying shot and goal by Remus.
Wow, that was just all pressure from Lindisfarne there. New Norfolk just couldn't clear the area. They had a bit of time, but the pressure around the footy was sensational. And Remus hops on the end of this, and this is what he's made his...
I mean, such a risky... Never handball over your head, do you? I just think it's such a dangerous play. They go in front of goals, never handball over your head when you're in that defensive area. You don't know what's around you. And a good finish by Remus.
Brilliant
so 2
stuff.
goals from pressure acts from Lindisfarne is certainly assisting them at the moment. It's got them 8 points up here in the reserves grand final. 16, just gone 17. So back into the ruck. Johns is taking that one on him. Follows up the footy. Players smack into it. And the ball's just slapped off the turf here. There was a handball over the top to Bodner. Decided not to take it. Tangata comes in and applies just enough pressure with some hands of Minchin, and will have a throw up here.
So at half forward now for the Two Blues. They look a little bit more settled now, the Two Blues. The Eagles doing their work. The quick kick forward by Zantuck. Somehow comes out the back. Rand does well to get it down to the forward. Just slipped over there, did the Lindisfarne player in Kent. Quick kick out towards the opposition player for Bodner. Bodner goes past one, can't get past the second. Forward, spins out of trouble, then gets a clearing kick that's smothered. Out the back now, a chance for Kent on the goals. It's a beauty. Opportunistic stuff from the little forward for the Lindisfarne Two Blues. Jacob Kent gets another one in less than a minute.
Once again, pressure again, and Kent was in the right spot. The ball bounced his way, but it was the pressure from the Two Blues that created that. And we're seeing the build-up on the replay just here. Pressure, that handball, well, it was a brilliant smother. And then that's a good finish. Maybe lucky that there was no hand over the top from Hodge. Maybe Rowan Heron needs to just wander back and just calm things down a little bit here for the Eagles.
Oh, Coach Peach doing a bit of work now. I like that from you, Peachy. So Jacob Kent gets one on the LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property scoreboard. Lindisfarne 3-2-20, lead New Norfolk 1-6. Ronsley out of the back. Now a quick handball from O'Meara. O'Meara gives it to the stack out in Fisher. And we'll see a ball up just forward to centre for the Two Blues.
Haven't gone past halfway for a while here in New Norfolk.
Well,
lost a little bit of run.
Rowan Heron just sitting in the deep forward pocket. Ronsley, quick kick round the corner was good. I think that came from Minchin, and the mark taken too easy. Now spinning out of trouble, here's Jackson. Jackson gives it back to the deliverer and Mitchell. Mitchell goes out wide, looking for a teammate out there on the far wing. Caught one a little bit around the schnoz, did the Two Blue. So that's short onto Johns. Now Johns can kick here. He's got a short one inboard. He goes in that direction, finds O'Meara.
It's a good run from O'Meara. He's come through the middle of the ground then to get onto that one, but they're just using the ball more efficiently, aren't they, Tubes, at the moment, Lindisfarne? They look composed, capable of kicking goals, and they're going to be going back for their fourth for the quarter.
If we look back around, Rowan Heron just makes his way to centre half forward for the Eagles. We need to get him involved in the play. If I'm Coach Brian Chapman, thinking about what Peach has just said, that one going for Journey is not going to get there. Through the fingertips, happy to see it across for another behind. So forward to bring it in for the Eagles. Smart going out wide, and there it is, quarter time here in the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final. Lindisfarne 3-3-21 lead New Norfolk 1-6. Goal kickers for Lindisfarne, Dan Reimers, Jacob Kent and Jaden Harris with one apiece. For New Norfolk, Clinton Curtin with the solitary goal. The first of the game went to Clinton Curtin, and I thought, gee, New Norfolk are on here, Peach.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and they had a stack of them all in the first 5 or 7 minutes, but once the game opened up and it got moving again, Lindisfarne looked the superior side. If you were going to put some forensic analysis on it, too many better users at the moment. O'Meara was great. Dylan Johns in the middle. Clark got some ball. Fisher involved. And then they had some forward pressure. And it was that forward pressure that allowed some shots on goal. Good first quarter from the Two Blues.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that the pressure around the footy from the Two Blues, particularly inside their forward half, was sensational. The battle that I'm watching really closely is the ruck battle between Thomas Curry and Corey Ransley. We're going to check some highlights out from the first term, thanks to Banjo's Bakery over there in Rosny. This is the first goal of the game. Clinton Curtin with a beauty. He's a beautiful set shot at goal. And I'll tell you what, if he gets lit up, watch out. He's such a he only needs 3 or 4 opportunities and got 3 or 4 goals. He's that sort of player. Nice little flicky mullet out the back.
Rat's tail, verging on a rat's tail.
This was a beautiful goal too. Just sensational vision there from the young player. Fisher in the stack out. And to go back and kick the goal was great from Jaden Harris. He got the first one for Lindisfarne. But it's been 3 unanswered goals since that first goal from Clinton Curtin. As we check out the folks over there in the George Miller stand in slow-mo.
So this is pressure again. This little smother was fantastic by Bodner. And then on towards Jacob Kent. And look, the ball got over the back, but it was Bodner's smother and the pressure applied to the Norfolk. There's that finish from Bodner under some significant pressure from Fisher Cooley. And Fisher Cooley called, touched that. That was touched.
So there we go. The LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property scoreboard says Lindisfarne 3-3-21 to New Norfolk 1-6. Been really impressed again with the endeavour around the footy. As I said, Corey Ransley versus Thomas Curry, the 2 big men in the ruck.
So I'm just interested in what New Norfolk can do, because around the ball, they're getting probably beaten on the outside. Their competitive nerve, Tangata and Co, have been really good. They've been keeping the ball and holding it up. But as soon as the ball's flicked out at the back of the pack on the attacking side of the contest, the skill and work of New Norfolk has been just enough to get the ball forward. So maybe some structural changes required here for New Norfolk and some different information around that pack.
He'll be in there, Coach Kane Menzie, just getting the boys to settle a bit, I reckon. Just saying, hey, listen, fellas, slow down, slow down. As we see the folks there, plenty of people out in the crowd. I think there's still a few tickets on the door, Peach.
Yeah, there's a few hundred,
if you're keen to come on down, there's going to be a massive game a little bit later on between Huonville Lions and the Signet Port Footy Club.
Good ground for a grand final, isn't it? We love it.
Sensational. We love it here. You can see the folks over there in the Doug Plaister stand. What do you know about Doug Plaister? Much?
He was an administrator.
Was he?
Yeah, in the old
got a whole stand.
Yeah, well, he obviously was a very competent administrator.
Did he build it? Did he fund it, or is he just very, very good at it?
Well, obviously the old grandstand, the Letitia Street stand, got burnt down around about mid-80s, mid to late 80s.
Right.
Not the only grandstand's been burnt down here, though. It was burnt down there. There we go. Ex-Lord Mayor. Wow, there you go.
I'm just hearing from our director, Andrew Harcourt, downstairs.
I'm glad
that he
someone's
was
actually doing some research for us, because we just waffle our way through.
I got no idea.
I get told by the old timers of North Hobart,
yes,
that is 10 degrees off where it should be. It's facing too far towards the city and should be facing more down the ground, but that's just a quirk, because everyone loves
10 degrees from a circle.
Yeah, 10 degrees.
So it should be more towards the goals, you say?
No, more towards us.
Right.
Apparently, it just doesn't feel right. Maybe that's more for people that have some issues with.
When you said 10 degrees, I thought you meant it's 10 degrees colder, because
it's a lot colder.
It's all concrete and bricks.
Tell you what, there's some very good-looking people up in the President's Function at the moment.
Is there?
The GM of Tassie Footy,
Damien
Gill, just wanted up.
Anthony Osborne, some of your work colleagues.
No, Anthony's doing the cleaning at the moment. He's COVID officer today.
He's a good fella.
He's a ripper.
Well,
good to have
we've
him
got
back.
Plenty of good-looking people here amongst the footy fans at North Hobart.
Did you just look into the camera in the commentary box? You were hoping that Hector might get you up.
Yes, there's some good-looking people in the commentary box as well, Peach. An enthralling game of footy we've got here at North Hobart Oval. It's a 15-point margin in favour of Lindisfarne. But, Peach, if the goals are any favour from the breeze, I think it's to the left of screen.
Totally. Norfolk are in this game. I mean, they've got so many good footballers that have experienced games, and on several occasions, about 6 of these guys have played in the grand final, both senior and reserves, and have been down at quarter time. And they won't be stressed yet in Norfolk with the breeze. To
be fair, you were already calling out Coach Brian Chaplin, saying, move Rowan Heron. I didn't think that. I thought he was very, very settled. So back in the middle, fisted away nicely by Curry. Out the back here for the 2 Blues. If they can get it out here, they're away. Smart stuff by that 2 Blues player, Clark. Clever kick over the top, looking for Fisher. They've got numbers here. Reamers gets smothered beautifully by Walker, and we'll see a ball in.
Ball in or ball up for the throw-ups, isn't it? Ball up, ball in.
Ball in. Yeah, throw the ball in. Look at this.
Great smother, wasn't it?
Great defensive smother by Walker. Gee, the boundary umpires brought this a fair way towards the Norfolk goals too, if you ask me. Anyway.
Any advantage you can get.
Rand in the ruck. Going hard at the footy there was Johns. Out the back it comes for Anning. Can't quite get it. Tangata out to Ford. Ford just with a kick in hope. It goes down towards Curtin. Curtin tried hard. He had Jackson to beat down there. Now Curtin goes in with a nice big tackle, and the umpire says that one went over the line. We can see some of the New Norfolk faithful over there. And we'll see a boundary throw-in. The clock's
Good
about
tackle,
a minute behind. That is a great tackle.
That was me. I had one job to start the clock. It's the first time I mucked up.
Too busy chatting to me about how good looking I was. Anyway, at the wing, kick forward again. Anning attacking the footy hard. Gave it off to a running man in Clark. Clark's kick goes down towards Fisher and Co. It bounces out the back. Here's a chance for Johns. Johns runs into a little bit of trouble there. He goes back and gets it though. He's a fancy left footer. Goes towards goal. Out of bounds on the full.
Fisher and Co. sounds like a delicatessen, doesn't it? It's been a tough, combative start to this game. Tangata in front position. He couldn't quite win it. There was a fist from Edmondson. He's a much taller player over the back. Then there's a rush kick out. Not one. Wardlord lays a tackle into the forward 50, diving down. And I thought that should have been punched in the end by Purdon. He couldn't get his hand to it. And that looks like Jared Fisher's got the footy 35 metres out from goal. He took the ball just off the turf and had a fair bit of pressure applied, but Purdon's fist was unable to get around the stack, and Fisher to extend this lead into the breeze. Looks confident as he strides in. Looks very confident, and the fist is raised. And the two Blues had the first goal of this second quarter here.
Well, it's been 4 unanswered goals after the New Norfolk first one. We'll just see on the Banjos replay. It's a beautiful kick. He's kicking into a pretty stiff breeze there too, Peach.
Yeah, although your eucalyptus tree slowed down a little bit. Yeah, he liked it too, didn't he? Enjoyed the celebration. So, nice build-up from New Norfolk. Once again, their pressure inside their forward 50 has allowed them to have probably a few extra shots on goal. As we see Curry launching himself into the ruck. He's got Ransley to take care of at the moment. Neither player's unable to get it down. There's a bit of a scuffle right in the centre circle. As getting up with a bit of dirt is Corey Ransley. Ransley now back again. Swinging ball comes out now to half forward. Oh, he's just run completely around that. Anning might get it back here again. He doesn't. In Norfolk with the numbers. That's well, it looked like it was going to be a clever kick, but it didn't quite work for Foster. Geez, nearly got his leg taken out. It was Cranfield. He kicks it up. Curry goes back and tries to win the footy. Wardlaw's taking on a much bigger opponent, has been the case throughout a lot of his career. Wardlaw. Thompson has been chipped off. Running play Edmondson. Edmondson drives it to a one-on-one contest. A little push out, and I reckon Hodge is giving away a free kick. Tubes, what do you reckon there? Think that was fair? Looked on to me.
Yeah, I think
it's going to be Harris again.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't know.
Look, I certainly saw hands on Harris's back. He's still having a conversation with the umpire. You can't generally change their mind after they've blown the whistle. He's probably just asking for clarification. So he's already kicked one goal, Jaden Harris, directly in front. He's kicked 2.
Well, when the balls come in like that so quickly, it's really difficult for defenders. I feel for defenders when the balls are coming in like that. Supposed to be one. Not a very good one. 5 unanswered goals.
Yeah, I was a fullback for a couple of years.
Here's the kick. That kick there is a kick in hope, but how good's that from Edmondson just to float across the pack?
You said, didn't you, Edmondson's going to control things. There's the push.
Yeah,
he
it's
made
there.
a bit
It's
out of
there.
it.
Yeah, he put a bit of mayonnaise on it.
That's okay, but you can't get your hands in someone's back, and you're giving the umpire an opportunity to give that free kick away. So these two big boys battling the ruck again. Neither of them managed to get a hand. Oh, gee, he's kicked away then. A little bit sloppy from Ransley because he's given away a free kick as he tried to hack it And Curry gets it back now. Stagnant forward line for Curry to kick into. So he just goes very high. Rand drops in front of him. King was trying to get there first. Now there's a race on here for the football. O'Meara can't get it. And out of bounds. That ball just stopped short, didn't it, Tubes? You could probably see...
Called deliberate.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so free kick here now to Lindisfarne. Short lead on from Remus. That's ignored. And now Rand comes for a longer lead. Now they have to go deep. He's got to go around Tangata. Now it's a low ball. It's probably not that necessarily effective. Thomason in there first. He misses it. Now coming out the side is McPherson. Wardlaw. And they come and apply some pressure. Somehow that ball's come out of the pack. Now a rush kick. Numbers here with New Norfolk. The boundary line's going to work out. If that's the case, that's a pretty good result there for New Norfolk.
Not sure how that's any different, to be honest, from the last out of bounds, but umpire Tiny, we love him here. He makes the best calls. So we've got a boundary thrown right at centre wing. Curry and Rawnsley. One down nicely. Fisher gets tackled. Wardlaw got it away. Caught holding the footy. So it'll be a free kick going the way of the Eagles. All selling some nice candy. There's Jack Hills. His kick, short one down towards Rowan Heron. We need him to be inserted into this game. Edmondson gets pushed off the ball. That's a good piece of work from Wardlaw. Wardlaw down towards Curtin. It's going to elude him because it's bounced over the back. Now a chance for the runners. Who's out there for the two Blues? Jackson just got it on his boot. Out towards Tangata in the opposition colours. Short one's on here if he wants. Tangata decides to go against that and goes longer still. Good defensive mark there by Freda Edmondson. And Edmondson will take the free kick from the back pocket. Looks out wide, goes towards Reamers. Johns will fly. Nice fist from behind. Now a chance. They've got a bit of space here through Tangata. He tries to get a shepherd, and everyone really wanted the footy there from the Eagles. So they dive on it here. Clark gets tackled again. We'll see a ball up on the paint of 50.
Clouds just coming over at the moment. I wonder if your prediction of a shower at 12, wasn't it?
Yeah, I said about 12. It's 12:30 now. Not far off.
Yeah, we've got about only a little sprinkle, I'd suggest, though.
Foster with a kick inside forward 50. Over the line out on the full. You got any rain radars going on?
Yeah,
Peach?
there's a little bit coming just on the back of the Wellington Ranges at the moment.
It's just what we need. Play on here. Quick kick on goal. It's going to be out on the full.
So there's the opposite. So much pressure on New Norfolk when the ball's gone forward. Ineffective kick on goal.
I think we'll be right.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting more than a
Light shower.
drizzle.
Nice work by Menzie. Got it back. Clock's on board now. Good kick. This is dangerous, though. Coming through, meeting the footy. That's Thompson. Thompson goes back in towards goal. Gee, would have been one for the centuries.
See, that needed to be a goal, didn't it? How did he find all that space?
He just wanted the footy, Peach. Short kick is on. Oh, gee, it wasn't really. Now a chance for Fisher. Fisher clears the area down towards Reamers. Reamers gets pushed in the back. Umpire said no. Harris dove on the footy for the Eagles. And we'll see a ball up right in the centre of North Hobart Oval.
Doing a bit of work is at the moment Harris. Great view out of our position here, just on centre wing above the tiered area. A couple of years in. Lead of Divine centre, and the ruckman has a free kick. So Ransley's got a player right deep on the boundaries, ignored Bellion. Now he kicks it up towards half forward, and that's a fabulous mark by Heron. Well, he's been waiting and waiting for a ball that's looked likely, and the Clements might attend Sharon just for a moment had Heron on it. And he's just on his distance, I reckon. The veteran from New Norfolk, the legend from the Valley, is lining up for what will be a needed goal. He's got a little bit of a breeze behind him, Heron. He's going to get just inside the paint at 50. And he's pushed it out to the right. The wind's taken it there. The ball is still in play. And now it's been taken over the boundary line for a minor score.
Just feel like New Norfolk need a goal here just to get a bit of belief back.
Yeah, and look, at the moment, they're taking a lot of time out of this game in Norfolk without scoring a goal.
That's a good kick.
Fabulous kick. Johns has got it, gets it onto his left boot. Look, originally that was a pretty good option. Rand gets there first. Now Rand gets it. He's got a player running out. He's Kent. Kent runs in. Kent scores. That was elite. And that hurt New Norfolk.
Again, coast-to-coast stuff from the Lindisfarne 2 Blues. They took that from fullback right through the centre of North Hobart Oval. How Dylan Johns gets that sort of space.
I agree. Poor checking. We'll just see. That's the kick from Johns. And the contest came from Rand. This little touch here from Rand. There. And Kent was on the run on his bike. And didn't matter, it was wobbly. He kicked a goal. And that's probably the second time Kent's looked a chance to get a goal. And that's a very handy lead now for the 2 Blues, who are used to winning trophies. No one really in position as Johns just got his hand down onto it. Scooping the ball up was Eisel. He's got to have at least one Eisel in a Norfolk side. That's probably in their constitution. At the moment, Johns is carving this game up. Kent comes out and gobbles it in his right arm. And he looks for a lead. He's ignoring one at the moment. Fisher screaming for the football. Kent puts it up to the square. Not really favouring his team and through. For probably a disappointing minus score. As the momentum's changing, Tubes. And New Norfolk are needing something from their top-end players. So there's a handball option. Walker now decides it's a very, very high kick from Walker. In best position was Jackson. What's the umpire called there? Was that a hold? So yeah. It's a free kick here.
Donaghy.
I was going to say, Doherty's just changed his number, didn't he? So Heidel in. Numbers around this pack for the 2 Blues. They should be able to win it out. They've got a couple of players up further afield. That's maybe not the best position. Bash and crash coming in. Foster won the footy. Then he lost the football. Ransley in there. That might be a little hold here. And it's going to be a free kick here to the 2 Blues.
Yeah, the 2 Blues will take it through Anning. Anning off to Johns. Johns has to be quick. He ends up getting a nice shepherd from Zantuck. Bouncing ball out of front of Fisher Cooley. And we'll see a ball in. Crowd really building. We've got a fair amount of Huonville Lions fans in the Horrig Orange stand. We've got plenty of New Norfolk folks in the George Miller stand. It's a quick kick comes out now. Wardlaw trying some interesting stuff. Edmondson, who's just got it all by himself, goes back into the middle of North Hobart Oval. They go through Zantuck, the 2 Blues, deep inside forward 50, coming out to meet the footy. It was a good attack on the ball. Nice shepherd there on Clark. And Clark went again after getting shepherded off the footy. What a great piece of work from the captain, Andrew Clark. Wow.
That's commitment for you, isn't it, from the captain?
Well, look, he gets shepherded off the ball here.
Yeah.
Right?
So he's on his ground.
Bounces straight up.
And then goes and gets the play. Well, to be fair, the player, I think, was falling forward and nearly threw it. But Clark
to get up off your knees, your hands and knees there from Clark. In he comes.
He screwed it around.
Back. Well, 7 unanswered goals in favour of Lindisfarne. And this is going to be a blowout at this stage, Peach.
Well, had no impact, this breeze at the moment. New Norfolk haven't been able to get any rolling movement going forward. We'll see here on the replays Clark's goal. Little turn around the corner, actually. He was directly in front and he made it a snap.
That's a good kick.
It's a busy kick, though. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, really forced the footy down onto his foot, didn't he?
Yep.
So back in the middle with umpire Tyne. 2 new rucks go at it. Big Murray taking on Johns. Wardlaw doing his best to try and get the Eagles forward. Can't quite get it. Zantuck burrowing in. And Wardlaw at the bottom of the pack. We'll see a ball up.
Well, they've got the better players on the ball at the moment in Norfolk, but they're not having an influence. It's the rangy, loping Lindisfarne players that are really affecting the game.
Johns.
One of those is Johns.
Quickly kicked it up towards a teammate down there in Steele. Steele goes back to get it. spins into trouble, gets it back to Zantuck, shrugs the tackle, copped it high. So it'll be a Zantuck free kick. Gee, how much tape do you reckon he's got around those socks to keep him up like that? Short to Anning. Anning wheels around.
Do you like the long socks?
Yep.
Pulled up.
Long sleeves, long socks for Tubes Taylor. In comes Fisher. Fisher with a short kick. Goes away from Rand. Ford got dealt with by Reamers. And we'll see a free kick going to Nathan Ford.
How did he spot then, Ford? Did a good job.
Yeah. Short one's on. Finds his teammate. They go back to go forwards here, the the Eagles. It's a long kick. Flew high at it. Nice work. Just tapped it forward with the foot there. Was Purden. Only as far as this man in Jackson. Jackson's kicks are real high. Another massive from Ollie Rand. Sensational mark. Rand goes in short. It's all Eagles here, though. They get the ball out. Good to see Rowan Heron down back now, Peach. They've copied your coaching moves. The ball's coming straight back out of bounds on the full. Let's take a look at this big mark in the box. Ollie Rand got high.
Oh.
Wasn't as big as I thought it was in the moment, but it looks pretty
Sometimes
big.
they're better full speed, aren't they?
Yeah, sometimes. Just a regulation in the end.
If Lindisfarne win, he would have been on his head.
That's right. He'll talk about that for years to come. Going back with a flight there, Edmondson. He's got a short one on in Bodner. Goes longer still, finds McPherson.
Gee, they've got some numbers in the middle of the ground.
Short one to Johns. Johns wheels around. They always get him on the left foot. That's a good kick out to Reamers.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Again,
and what can you do? What Reamers? He's going to turn around the corner here, Reamers.
Didn't make the journey.
But what can he do as your Norfolk? That's just quality. Johns is carving this ground up at the moment.
Goes out to Harris. Tangata on short, decides against that and goes longer still. Gee, the ball just holds up in the breeze. Clark, clever, got it forward. Then hard at the footy down there was Bodner. They all arrive. Out the back for Clark. How's he got that out? And then look at that floaty pie. No doubt bought from Banjos Rosny. And it's on for Isel. Beg your pardon, it's Phillips.
So Phillips for the two Blues will go high. He's looking for Rand. He was in the end out position as Heron got back for New Norfolk. He's running around a defence. There's a hack kick. It's didn't really favour anyone. Lindisfarne with some run off half back. It's in the hands of Jackson. He goes out a little bit wider. There's a short one on, misses him. Heron in best position and does it's what he's done for 15 years, taking defensive marks. New Norfolk being held up. They just don't have their running game going on, looking for someone maybe like Wardlaw, but look at that kick. It's finding their avenues and trying to gather some momentum here at the moment, the Eagles. At the moment, they're actually losing momentum, so the ball's gone out of bounds just on the George Miller side of North Hobart Oval. Is just slowing down because they've got to go fetch the football. Get one from the goal square. There we go.
Gone down.
It's gone
Ride
down
Street.
It's gone down to your house soon.
Yeah, right down Letitia.
All right, so short option's good. Fisher and then gets sat on. Not sure. Is he going to do it again? Oh, yep. That was wasted by Fisher. So take two. We're nearly run out of time here in this quarter. The longer option is a good one. Finds Mitchell. He's got a player running past for the handball. Now the short option again comes on. And jumping up and meeting that one is Zantuck.
He's been good.
Yeah, I've been impressed. Zantuck launches off. The last little play here. Rand at the back. It's not going to favour him. And it's just pumped through by Murray. But the last minute, it nearly went through. It would have been a terrible result for New Norfolk because they had not scored a goal with this breeze.
And he scored two behinds.
Wide kick out. And New Norfolk, as the clock runs down for half-time here in the Reserves SFL Grand Final, And I reckon Tubes Taylor in Norfolk will be very disappointed with that quarter because Lindisfarne are right on top.
Yeah, at half-time on the LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property scoreboard, Lindisfarne 7-5-47, lead New Norfolk 1-2-8. Goal kickers for Lindisfarne. It's been 2 to Jared Fisher, 2 to Jacob Kent, and singles to Dan Reemers, Andrew Clark and Jaden Harris. And for New Norfolk, just a single goal to Clinton Curtin. Better players, Peach, what do you think?
Yeah, we'll touch on New Norfolk just to start with. They really struggled to get any sort of continuity. Right, Ramsey tried really hard in the ruck. He was kind of involved. Tangata was kind of out of the game. Curtin really didn't get the ball too close to him. Nathan Ford's been battling hard all day, as has mentioned, but just not enough help. Whereas for Lindisfarne, they've got players everywhere. Kent bobbed up and got a goal. He ran, looks dangerous when he throws his hands out. Ryan Emerson off half-back and Dylan Zantuck. But Dylan Johns at the moment is the best player on the ground by some fair way. Curry's competed really well in the ruck, but it's the Johns' ability to get the ball deep into dangerous spots for Lindisfarne 2 Blues has got them a comfortable lead 7-4 to 1-2 here at half-time.
Yeah, I think he's just wrong footing a few of the New Norfolk. The old classic left foot shoe that he's ducking back in, wheeling around onto his left foot shoe. So interesting to see what happens in the second half of this game. I agree with you. I think Zantuck's been terrific. I think Ollie Rand's been very good up forward. I think Ryan Edmondson down back really stiffens them up. He's an in from last week. We're going to have a look at the the goals kicked in that term. They were all going to Lindisfarne. Here they are, thanks to Banjos Rosny. This one from Fisher was a good one.
And that was against the run of play, this goal from Fisher. And that really hurt New Norfolk.
Doing a great job down there, Lynette Genders. There we go. We'll see the celebration here from the man in the stack hat. Goes straight over to Darius Woodham and says, if I take off this helmet, my mullet looks as good as yours, Darius. That was a beauty too. Straight in through to the pub.
Yeah, it's a great run, coast to coast with Kent finishing it off, and the handball earlier from Ollie Rand was a elite bit of football.
And the high tens going around the place. Look at this one. Goes straight in through to the club ropes.
Wayne will have to pick that up, won't he, on the bar there. Serve it back with a bit of Cascade Lager on it.
Yeah, there we go. Jacob Kent, the goal kicker there.
Did you get extra points for that?
Yeah, through to the goals. So it's 7-5-47. Lindisfarne leading New Norfolk by 39 points, 1-2-8. We might take a quick break here thanks to Banjos Rosny. It's the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final between Lindisfarne and New Norfolk. It's Lindisfarne by 39 points. If you've got any feedback, please get in touch via the Twitter sphere at Tubes. We might head down and hear from a few of our sponsors who we caught up with a little bit earlier. Is the mic levels okay? Down here, boundary side with Group Trade Manager from Clenance Mitre 10, Scott Webster. Scotty, thanks for joining us.
G'day, Tubes. Thanks for having me here today.
Clenance have come on board after a big season this year as sponsor of the Sharons this year. What does that mean for your business?
Oh, it's been a great partnership, Tubes. We actually started the partnership last year in the finals. We were approached by the SFL and we jumped at the chance and we went on to this year, and I'm pretty sure it might go on to next year. We've loved being partners with this league.
Clenance Mitre 10, a big part of the south of Tasmania as far as trade goes, mate. Tell us about your stores that you've got all around the south of the state.
We've got 4 stores at the moment, Huonville, Glenorchy, Kingston and our new Mornington trade drive-through, and we've just opened up a new one up in Swansea, which is exciting for us to get up there on the east coast, which a lot of our customers are up there building or shacks, and there's a good market for us up there, and represent the Mitre 10 brand out there.
Now, I know you're sponsoring the whole SFL, mate, but your young fella plays for Lindisfarne. You're hoping you can have a good game today?
Yeah, I'm probably a bit nervous, more nervous than him, I reckon, Tubes. But, hoping he does well. Lindisfarne struggled the last couple of times against the Lions, but found a bit of form last week, so we'll see how they go.
All right, thanks so much, Scott Webster from Clenance Mitre 10. All the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Clenance Mitre 10, of course, major sponsor of the footies in the SFL for season 2021. They came on late in the piece last year for the final series, and they're going around again thanks to Clenance Mitre 10 for sponsoring the Sharons this year. The apparel sponsor for season 2021, and quite a few previous seasons too, was ID Clothing, and we managed to catch up with Crooney from ID Clothing a bit earlier. Down here with Mark Croon from ID Clothing, major sponsor and apparel partner of the SFL, mate. How does it feel to go through another season?
Oh, it's been fantastic. ID Clothing and SFL have had a great relationship over the last 6 years, and yeah, it's great to support community footy, and it's good to see the crowds at the footy and see everyone coming through, yeah.
Is that why you keep coming back, Crooney?
Yeah, we do love it, and my young bloke playing SFL this year, which is great, and it's just a great place to grow up and watch footy, and it's just terrific.
And your young fella, of course, is playing in the grand final today. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, so we'll see how we go, and yeah, we'll see what at the end of the day. I'll tell you at the end of the day.
ID Clothing is, as we said, the major apparel partner of the SFL, mate. What's that meant for your business, and why did you come on board?
Well, as I said, we've always liked to support local sporting and everything. We have a wide range. We do everything. We do clothing, we do embroidery, from councils workers to high vis to football to nursing, everything right across the board. So we like to be across the community at ID Clothing, yeah.
So they can come and see you out there at Durnell Park?
Yeah, terrific. Yeah, come in and see us. We've got plenty of friendly staff out there. We turn all our clothing around in 3 weeks. We've got our graphic artists on site. It's a really good setup, yeah.
Well, Crooney, good luck for you for the rest of the year at the business, but best of luck today for your young fella.
Terrific. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, Mark Croon from ID Clothing. Well, there we go, Mark Croon, one of the apparel sponsors from the folks out there at ID Clothing. Go and see them for all your apparel needs. As he said, 3 weeks and you can have your whole uniforms turned around. Brilliant stuff. As we look towards the Roy Kazali stand, watched a few grand finals there in my time. Losing ones, though, unfortunately, for the Bernie Dockers in the 90s. We're going to now go and chat with Robbie Isles, the owner, the franchisee, if you like, of Banjos Cafe over there in Rosny. Boundary side again with major sponsor of the SFL finals for the men. It's Robbie Isles from Banjos Rosny. Thanks for coming down, Robbie.
Thanks, Tubes. Good to be here.
I nearly called you Banjos. So, mate, it's terrific that Banjos Rosny has come on board, mate. What's it meant for your business?
Oh, look, we've always supported the footy, but I think to jump on board in such a big way has been, it's been great for the Banjos brand in general. It relates to local footy, it relates to grassroots stuff, and that's what we're about. So, and a lot of people don't know that Banjos franchises are individually owned, mate. So you've jumped on board personally this year for the final series. What's that meant for you? Yeah, so we're trying to. I suppose we are all individually owned. Well, majority are, and for my store in particular, Rosny, we're trying to raise the profile of it. That we are a community store. We are trying to look after the local community, give back to the footy, give back to the people that look after us, and try and form a partnership for the future. So, exactly why did you come on board, Robbie? Well, I love my footy. That's the main thing. Needed to sort of raise the profile of the store a little bit, and it just matches up really well. So football, meat pies, Banjos, Tassie brands. A lot of the guys pop into Banjos for a coffee before the game and stuff like that. So we thought it just really marries up nicely. Now you're involved up at New Norfolk Footy Club, mate. How's your season been up there? It's been a bit up and down. I think expectation at New Norfolk is always that we're going to be successful, and that's more external pressure on us, I think. But Cliffy's done a great job with a relatively young group, and people say we're older, but we're not. We're 5 debutants and a lot of new faces this year. I think it's really positive for the future. 100%, Robbie. Well, thanks so much to you and to Banjos for coming on board for sponsor of the finals this season. You get a tip for us? I know. Mate, look, I don't know. I think they're pretty evenly matched. I think you got to leave it there. I think I'm in the same boat as you, Robbie. But Robbie Isles from Banjos, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks, Tubes. Cheers. Robbie Isles, one of the great human beings and one of the great sponsors of the SFL competition. He's getting the live stream happening. He's sponsoring the entire SFL final series for the men. It is halftime here in the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final between Lindisfarne and New Norfolk. Lindisfarne 7-5-47, lead New Norfolk 1-8, a 39-point margin in favour of the two Blues. As the umpires come out onto the field, we might take a quick 5-minute break before we get back to the action for the third term. My name is Tubes Taylor. I'm joined by Aaron Roberts here for the SFL Grand Final. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Stick around. We'll be right back with the third term of the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final.
you can see out there on the Derwent River, the breeze has picked up out that way. Not a great day for sailing.
Would you continue out there today, Tubes?
No, I get seasick in the bath, Peach, so you will not catch me out on any sort of open water unless it's really dead calm. But Coach Kane Menzies held his charges inside the Doug Place to stand for quite some time. The umpire had to go over and blow the whistle to get them out.
I actually think someone might lock the door on them because they took a long time. They literally ran out from the change rooms into position. And you only generally see that in junior footy, not in a grand final. He maybe had a few extra words to say to them.
So we're about to get back underway. Umpire Tiny's going to take the ball above his head here, and we're underway for the third term of the Banjos Rosny SFL Grand Final in the reserves. The ball's thrown up. Curry wins it down. It bounces into Tangata's hands. Now the run through the middle of North Hobart Oval comes from Thompson. Sends it long inside forward 50. Pushed off the footy. Just scooped up. Chance around the corner. Bending. No, not enough for Jake King. Through from behind. A little bit of feedback on the Twitter sphere at Tubes. Hello to Troy Cunliffe. And Big Ash Woodhead. Apparently I've got to tell Troy Cunliffe it's not hard. And Matt Honey reckons that give Curtin the whole 50-metre arc, he'll kick 10. And then he wrote 4 minutes after that, maybe 5. Very hard to come back from here for New Norfolk. Big Matt Honey, terrified.
Yeah, he's scary.
Jesus,
some big names in there that are on your Twitter sphere there, Tubes.
Yep, if you want to get in touch, at Tubes as they go forward now. Quick kick by Fisher Cooley. Big fly from behind. Chance at the bottom of the pack for Minchin. He handballs over the top to Tangata. Tangata with a clever kick. It's going to be chopped off here. No. Smart work by New Norfolk. Little forwards down there. Here's a chance at the back. Punch forward now. Rolling out the back. Through comes Edmondson. Clever. Talented to Kent.
See, King was just out of position and it was such a disappointing kick. That's just missed the hands. Purdon's there first. He's got a player over the top. He does manage to find Foster. Goes back to Purdon. Look at, he's been harassed by all the two Blues. Wow. That was ferocious, and maybe that is an example or a metaphor for the game. The handball up by Mira. And then some dash out of defence. And look at this tackles. We'll just keep an eye on the game here. Rand's going up. I should say Johns is going up. And he's snuck it through in the pockets.
That's just really
Dylan Johns
clever.
was the best on ground, Tubes tail in that first half, and now he's just come out in the second and kicked a very quick response, a little dribbler in the left pocket, and he's got a big smile on his face from see here.
Check this out, thanks to Banjos. It was just brilliant work by Johns. The clever touch on, and then pace.
Look at
just
that
here.
But look at the pickup by Johns.
And the finish.
That's a magnificent. The clean hand. So two distinctly gifted things in that bit of play from Dylan Johns. We'll chuck in a third. His celebration wasn't bad either, as he nearly did an extra 20 metres with his left arm raised. With a lot of the Lindisfarne fans are down that end of the ground. So that really hurts New Norfolk with that early goal to the far. As a ruck contest, neither of these players are really tough. Tap ruckman, but in hand, he's got into him, and he's got the ball. Give me the ball back, he says. That could be 50. It's interesting. He didn't actually give the footy back, and I think that's fair enough. You do see that a fair bit. So it's going to be, is that Phillips? No, sorry, it's not Phillips with the ball.
Zantuck.
And
someone's got in his mind because one of his socks fell down and he's really angry about it.
Okay, so he's very specific, Zantuck. So Zantuck with the 50-metre penalty because the ball wasn't given back to him. Rowan Heron on the mark. Zantuck 35 metres out. This will be 2 goals in a very short period of time, and you just feel it's a long, long way back here for New Norfolk. Let's see what Zantuck can do. Not enough. Minor score.
Gee.
Big build-up.
Bit of a let-off.
Yeah, they've got a fair mountain to climb here. So out wide here, New Norfolk. Just too easy. Chipping it off. And the ball's going to come back again. Rand with the lead. That one's ignored. Over the back is Harris. Misses Harris now. Eisel with the ball that just hit the turf. His kick's effective short. Something needed here for the Eagles. Browning spins around and bombs it high, but
Gee, they're set up well behind the ball.
well, they're not just set up well, but don't actually have any players there, as they all pushed up towards centre wing and are unable to get involved in that contest. Let's hope that person's got a nice comfy seat somewhere.
Quick feedback on
Joey Miller.
Big Joey Miller's got in touch via @Tubes. Hey Tubes, watching the footy from up in Newcastle. Lindisfarne huge in the first half. Tucker, Turbo McPherson, Fritter and Fish have all been huge. Feel good story about this year. Jack Tiprat Anning chasing his first premiership. Played in the SFL senior grand final losses in 2016 and 17. Yep. Then represented the SFL and they missed the 2 next premierships with a knee injury. So great story for the Two Blues. Feel good story. Thanks to Joey Miller up there in Newcastle who's tuning in.
Super sport. We love the feed, but Bodner's kicks ineffective. Tangata then comes in, cuts it off. There was a little scoopy throw out. Foster's in there and he can't control the football. It's out of bounds. So wonderful to see the scope of the coverage. Yeah. I mean, it's mostly YouTube's, obviously.
International.
I reckon he's a Geordie, is he?
If you're tuning in from international, please. That includes Bernie. If you're tuning in from anywhere international, let me know. So @Tubes.
These two have gone hard in the ruck and they aren't able to get the ball too much clearance. Now it's fell to Thomason. Thomason's kicks got punched away by Edmondson and out of bounds.
I think Thomason's been very good.
He's been great.
I just put a little star next to his name because I think he's been battling really hard.
I've got little dots all over the place. I stuck a dot in the second half for him. If anyone came in, I'd have no idea what I've got on my program here.
Mine's a real hot mess right in front of me.
Mess.
Ruck contest. Curry's been good in the ruck. Trying hard there was Fisher. They dive on it, and we're going to see another ball up here. Another Twitter notification coming through. Matt Honey agrees with me. Hello to you, Matthew, again. I was terrified of you when I was about 19. You were playing for Dosa. Your legs were about as round as both of mine put together. He agrees with you, Peach. Number 35, best on ground so far. That's Dylan Johns, who came into the side today. Nice tackle laid down there. I think that's Toby Jackson. Could be young Menzie tackling hard. It is young Menzie. Campbell Menzie. Ruck contest again. Really enjoying that competition.
It's one of the few spots that's been close, hasn't it, all day?
Threw it out. Back towards Foster. Couldn't quite get hold of it. Big tackle laid and hold on there. I think it'll be Bodner's free kick.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
Foster was off, but it wasn't his ball. He got just killed by Curry.
Here's the tackle. Beautiful bit of tackle. Oh, cop one a little bit high there from Zantuck's hip. Short one. Wardlaw takes the mark. Oh, and then a little bit of He-Man stuff. Looking everywhere, Blair Wardlaw. So has to go across the face of goals. Fisher Cooley rather. Got his kick on, out of bounds. And the boundary umpire down in front of us is actually wearing a pair of Asics sneakers.
That's how good the track is.
We can see it on screen just there. No stops. Love it.
That's fine. They look like plimsolls you might wear to school.
Chemist shoes, perhaps.
Yeah. Plimmies. They call them plimmies in England.
Do they? Boundary throw. Well, we're not all up to date with our UK chat. That's a quick kick around the corner. Tangata, hot on that one. He's got a runner out wide. They look to go forward through Billman.
Oh,
now a bit of push and shove. Yeah, the two ruckmen go at it. There's a shirt off. Anyway, play continues. O'Meara. Oh, Ollie Rand just cops a little bit of sweet chin music. They look okay here, New Norfolk. Short one's on again. Handball back to Ford. Ford through the wing of North Hobart Oval. Clinton Curtin gets a run at it. Just couldn't beat the two bigger men in front of him. Edmondson's kick goes long and wide. Slipping over there was Ford. Fisting it on there. That was smart work by the Two Blues player and out of bounds in front of Luke Browning.
Whenever there's excitement on a footy ground in finals, there's always a spare umpire just for finals.
Yeah.
And they come on there with their track pants and they get involved because they've technically missed out on selection. And so they want to get involved in the track pad and reserves umpire to get involved then.
Well, that was Ben Payne, the emergency umpire.
Because he was looking at a WWF wrestling match for a while, which really not much was happening.
It was almost shirts off boxing as New Norfolk.
Curry did have his shirt off.
Yep, down towards Curtin. riding the bumps there, taking it out of the middle of the ground was Cranfield. His kick only went as far as Eisel. Eisel's kick go. Gee, they're set up well behind the ball. Edmondson with pace.
Great
then
kick.
The clever kick. Just a little bit too heavy for his teammate.
Well,
down here.
they're partly set up well, Choose, but the delivery by New Norfolk's just not actually to the advantage of their forwards. And they're just chipping it off at the moment.
Well, let's look right now behind the ball, right? There's one New Norfolk player all by himself.
Yeah.
Everyone else is up near the contest. That New Norfolk player
Free
went
kick.
in hard. Yeah, a bit of free kick going to Clark. Clark's got Anning in the middle. It might actually be McPherson. It's McPherson through the middle of North Hobart Oval. Kicks long and deep. And
Remus, that was brilliant. Wasn't it? What a
yeah.
brilliant lead, though, from Remus. He's, I reckon, got about 30 or 40 metres back, and that was two perfect kicks. The story of the day, I reckon, there.
Here it is on the Banjos replay. Yeah, again, clever. Heron just pushing in there.
What hope does someone like Rowan Heron have?
In comes Dan Remus and bangs it home. So again, I don't want to harp on this point, Peach, but it is a 9 unanswered goal run.
And it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? There's some static stuff that happens, but I can't remember the last shot on goal. Certainly hasn't been a shot on goal in this quarter as we see in the replay. The easy shot by Remus. That style of footy, though, would have beaten some SFL sides. Some of the footy that's been played by Lindisfarne today would beat quite a few senior sides. Certainly parts of it anyway, when you package it all up. So they're playing a high level of football, which Norfolk just can't go with them at the moment. Let's hope frustration doesn't boil over the New Norfolk and they can run this out. 51 points in the grand final, not even three-quarter time.
Johns got it out. Tangata trying hard. Donaghy got it out. Now a chance for Ransley. Just managed to get it forward. Trying hard down there was Curry. Might have actually been Steele. Now they get it out. Here's a chance now. Bodner with an interesting kick. Here comes Johns. Can he get a hold of the footy? He gets his handball back towards Woodham. His kick goes inside forward 50. Remus handballs off to a running man. There's a play down behind play. Spinning out of trouble and then getting himself into trouble was Browning. That's holding the footy.
Billman's just down, I think.
Short one's on here to Fisher, who dives and takes one to his right.
It's played on. Well, amongst all of that, ended up there minor score as the snapshot in the pocket. So New Norfolk in the deep in defence as they've been for so much of this game. They've been up against it as Bellyman coming off the ground for New Norfolk up towards the George Miller side. And once again, the boundary line is the winner. It's not the friend of either side as that one's been touched and over the boundary line.
Who kicked that last behind, Peach?
Baba. I'm not sure.
There's no one out there called Barber, so
that was my thinking
your
music.
thinking voice.
Yeah, so some changes is coming on for a while is Cranfield. So throw in there, the punch comes through. No one's able to get a decisive touch now. The ball's just been one out the back. Zantuck's probably had 8 or 9 really high quality touches. Just misses Kent over the top. The ball comes. Now swinging onto that one is Johns. He goes forward. And it's just way too easy.
That was Jack Anning.
Sorry, Jack Anning. Ollie Rand's got it.
Yep.
So Anning's kick has found Rand right in front.
What, are you going to put the Mickey on him again, are you, Peach?
All I said was he needs a bit of confidence early. And there's the kick into Rand on the replay in the bottom right-hand side or right-hand corner of your screen. Rand had a shot here in the first quarter. Let's see what he can do with a slightly swirly breeze. Rand's kick's floating short. Still in play, and it's now taken through just in front of Remus for a minor score. So Norfolk 9-8, and they're really making a meal of New Norfolk to only kick one goal 2/3 away through the third quarter. Really hurts you, and that kicks another one. Johns up forward, just tapped out by Harris. The ball spills free. Now it's kicked up by Menzie. Menzie dishes a handball off to Amira. Amira has to contend with a couple of eagles. Tubes Taylor from the commentary box says that's holding the football. And Norfolk are going to have a free kick. Tangata, it's not going to favour him. It's just far too easy, though, is Cranfield. He's just come on, takes the mark. He's got a runner just next to him. Handball options are not bad at the moment. The second handball goes back to Jackson, and he's been bashed just off the ball, taken high as Woodham.
Yeah, that was not very good.
Not the ideal scenario. Tangata has been asked to leave. He's got the salad. And he's been asked to go off the ground so he can be replaced, but certainly an unnecessary knock and a free kick here to Lindisfarne. We'll just see it here. So there's that contest right in the side of the legs. Johns now gets to 49 to 50 metres. That's probably his worst kicking out of bounds on the full.
Well, if he was best on ground, he's out of contention now.
One mistake, you reckon? He's probably too far out. I feel like Johns is a long kick, though, isn't he? If anyone's going to make it from just outside 50, you'd imagine that he'd be a chance. Just going across the face of goal was Purdon, who's been a real trier in defence. That's just a chippy kick. It's not necessarily. Here's this contest.
Yeah, the off the ball stuff.
That was off the ball by Tangata. Now streaming out for goal, lining it up and straightens.
Wow. What a goal, Kent.
And that was Kent again for his second. Far too easy, and Kent's enjoying his day out here at North Hobart Oval.
How about this?
Curry back on. Maybe we'll just see here in the replay.
Gee, that's
Look
good.
at Kent on the outside again.
Zantuck's been excellent.
Just a clever user.
Smart from
Kent's
Kent.
finishing work is fantastic. And his second running goal, he kicked one in the second quarter, which was a fraction easier.
On the Twitter sphere, at Tubes. Hello to Matty Howe. Tubes, answering your call of an international viewer here. Matty Howe, former Two Blues Premiership superstar. Bit of a pat on the back for himself there from Matty Howe. Tuning in from Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Sensational stuff, he says, answering your call. And hello to you.
That's fantastic. Good on you.
Well done, Matty.
Eisel wins it out. Edmondson in best vision. Taps out. Flying shot on goal here. It's rolling up and towards a couple of players there. Wardlaw off the ground. Has Wardlaw kicked a beauty? No, he hasn't. He's only got a minor. At least they got it forward, though. So great to see. Denver, Colorado.
Colorado.
You been to Denver? I've
Never been to Colorado.
I haven't been to that part of it, the US. Been further north and to the coast. Any more communications there, Tubes? Or
No.
we're okay to go? We'll give you a go at it, mate.
Yeah, Mitchell gets his kick out. Well, the people are just saying they want to hear from Tubes. Is Tubes still in the box?
They do. They hear a lot of Tubes here on the ad breaks, mate.
Out it comes now. Wide here. Eisel just gets a cruel bounce. He manages to go back and get it, though. Diving on the footy down there. He's trying really hard. Here's Minchin. And we'll see a ball up.
Now, the bigger question, Tubes, do we have enough time to get chips and gravy?
Well, I don't think we do in the next one.
Do we have a lackey? Do we have a lackey?
Hills.
Surely we
No,
can get George Callis.
You're the lackey. I'll just keep
Hang
talking. Out it comes. Quick kick forward by Eisel. Nice defensive work here again. They'd love to get one here, the Eagles. Just trying there was Foster. His kick only goes as far as Zantuck. He went back to get it. Foster. Now it's picked up by Cranfield. Cranfield's kick towards, I think that was Zantuck, but it's Clark who's gone back to get it. He gives it back to Zantuck, who's destroyed in a tackle, and that's a good piece of work. Thomason, who goes back around. He's got a man out wide here. Fisher Cooley, rather. Zantuck just buries into him. Great tackle, and we'll see a boundary throw-in.
He's told him too. He said, I'm going to take over the fence next time out for a date. That's the second time that Fisher Cooley's received the ball just in front of us, and here it is. There he is. Pushed over. Is that a little bit like is it the Greco-Roman wrestling where you've got to get him outside the circle?
Zantuck again with a nice tackle, starting to come into best on ground conversations.
Definitely.
He's been very good, and not only that.
No, that's another. We've got a free kick here, so giving it away.
Free kick going to Jordan Eisel against the captain Clark. Maybe a little bit of retaliation there from Clark, getting caught. Big fist from behind. Free kick maybe should have gone to Johns there as Ransley just runs him into the ground. Here comes Rowan Heron. He's got Ollie Rand hot on his hammer, but Heron reads the ball best. takes the mark in front of him. And 50 metres too. So there you go, Pete.
Going on at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah,
There?
there's a bit of to and fro.
Just a bit both frustrated, and obviously Lindisfarne with nearly a plus 10 goal lead at the moment. We're in comfortable position, but just a couple of sloppy mistakes. Wouldn't worry them too much, I wouldn't have thought.
Rowan Heron too far out to score. Looks short.
A great pass.
Finds Ransley. Franzi's quick. He's got a running man in Luke Harris. Running inside the forward 50. He goes in that direction.
Just needed to put another couple of metres in front of him.
Yep. Good tackle laid by the two Blues. Just a scoopy handball out from Bodner. Quick kick by Fisher was missed the mark. There's Murray. He gets it forward. Now a chance for Fisher. Fisher gets destroyed by Murray. It'll be a free kick as Murray.
He's a tough lad. He's a tough lad, Murray, and look, he came through it maybe just with a bit of lack of discretion there.
Just a little late and a little high.
All right, so...
Well, I'm just about to give you a chance to call some footy. And it's
after you said you wanted more airtime. Unbelievable.
Here at North Hobart Oval, it's Lindisfarne 10-8-68, lead New Norfolk 1-4-10. Goal kickers for Lindisfarne, 3 to Jacob Kent, then 2 to Dan Reimers and Jared Fisher, and singles to Andrew Clark, Dylan Johns and Jaden Harris. The only goal kicker for New Norfolk was Clinton Curtin, and it was the first goal of the game, Peach. First score of the game. So they've had a roll of 10 goals in a row here. Better players so far. Genuinely can't go past Dylan Zantuck and Dylan Johns. The two Dylans doing a bit of work around the ground. Ollie Rand's been good, providing a target. Jacob Kent's been very good. For New Norfolk, I think Minchin, Walker, Rowan Thomason's been very, very good. I think battling manfully in the ruck, Corey Ransley, has been running around. We've got a few replays, thanks to Banjos, to go through from the goal kickers from that term, Peach.
Well, there was plenty of action up the left-hand side of the screen. That's where all the goals came from. Here's the early one from Johns. That was an elite pickup and an even better finish to get the theme started for Lindisfarne, which was kicking goals, and lots of them. There's a little bit of celebration and the windmill action from Johns. This one here was probably the best passage of play as Reimers got on the end of what was an elite 2 kicks in a row from the back half from the two Blues. And once again, that pressure is Kent on the outside with his little flicky handball, and Kent going in and kicking his second goal.
That's so smart from Zantuck. So smart. But to finish from there too, from Kent, kicking across goals towards a breeze, that's really difficult. Probably helped him a little bit. But it is three-quarter time here, Peach. And I tell you what,
it's not an attractive LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property scoreboard if you're a
New Norfolk fan, not at all.
So used to winning trophies, they're not going to get one today. And even though they will have the advantage of a slight breeze in the last quarter in Norfolk, they're not going to kick 10 goals in this match. Particularly as they haven't kicked a goal since, 5 minutes into the first quarter?
Yeah, it wasn't... Yeah. Anyway, we're going to hear from LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property Consultant Alison Rogers, who's one of the major sponsors of the SFLW competition and sponsoring the scoreboard here today. We're down here now with LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property Consultant Alison Rogers. Alison, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Is that the right title?
Yeah.
Consultant, there we go. Brilliant. You and LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property are on board as sponsor for the SFLW this year. Tell me why.
Yeah, look, it was a perfect fit for our company. We had rebranded earlier in the year, and LJ Hooker Pinnacle now cover the whole of Greater Hobart. And obviously the Women's League was growing and also covered the whole of Greater Hobart. We have an employee that plays in one of the clubs, so we just thought it was a perfect fit. And for us, grassroots sport is a really integral part of the community, the fabric that, holds us all together, brings people together. So we wanted to support that.
Yeah, wonderful stuff, Alison. And tell us how it's been, the relationship with the SFL.
Oh, it's great. The SFL is a really great organisation to work with. They've made it easy for us to maximise our exposure and have worked with us to provide what we wanted for our sponsorship and how we wanted to work with the league.
And what's your message for folks out there that might be looking to sell their property?
Call LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property. There's no other place to go to. We are doing things differently, and we'd love to help you with your property goals.
Well, there we go. Alison Rogers from LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property. Thanks for coming on board in season 2022, and all the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you, and good luck to the girls in the grand final.
Well, we saw the girls in the grand final all last week, and they played sensationally. You know what's happening tomorrow, though? The state grand final.
Massive. Tell you what, Olberson are pumped. They've been training for about 4 weeks.
Really?
They will go on favourites against Glenorchy, I reckon.
Oh,
yep.
Peach.
Yep. They destroyed Launceston last week. Lonnie didn't have their best side. Only had 17 to choose from, as a few players were unavailable, and they didn't really get a full training run after they won their grand final against Old Scott.
That will be the last game of footy in the state too, potentially.
Yeah, senior football,
yeah,
definitely.
Brilliant.
Still got a lot of high school and Gala Day grand finals still to be done.
Yeah.
I saw one yesterday. Midlands Northeast dominating the Country Gold in the north, defeating Tamar. That was a rip-roaring game of footy.
Look, Peach, I appreciate you talking about it, but we don't care about that down here in the south. Only kidding. We love footy all across the state here in the SFL. It's the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final between Lindisfarne and New Norfolk. It's Lindisfarne comfortably by 58 points. Bouncing ball out the back here. Oh, nice tackle. Brilliant tackle laid by Fisher. He's been very, very good too, the stack hat. Putting him in the best players for my liking. He caught one high. That's a good kick. Kent just flew high. Bouncing ball out the back. The first one down there is going to be Hodge. He gets manhandled. Rand with a clever handball up to Remus. Remus from the pocket, touched.
Just felt Remus was a chance then on his left. Wasn't far off.
Hills takes the ball for New Norfolk at the back pocket. Just a bit too slow there for my liking. Now he's got to kick to a man who's a little bit small on a man who's a little bit big in Curry. He took the mark though, the little bit small man Walker. Good stuff from the young man. Fair amount of sleeve work going on there with the tats. And through he comes with some pace. He pops it up down towards the big man. Out the back. Rolling ball, bouncing, eluding the man down there in Isle. Beg your pardon, it's not Isle at all. It's Thomason, who's probably been best on for New Norfolk. Out it comes now for Hills. Hills got it off to his captain in Foster. Foster short and finds Curtin.
Been a long time since Curtin's had the ball in his hands.
He just hasn't had that space to run into.
The delivery's been.
I'll tell you what, I agree with Matt Honey. You give him a bit of space, clear everyone out, push him right up onto the wings, give Clinton Curtin some space to run into. He will.
Wow, that's a helicopter.
Yep, that's no good. But if you give him the space, he can beat most people in that first 15, 20 minutes.
Under so much pressure, they've delivered the ball inside their forward 50. The kicks haven't been effective anyway.
But it's not about the kicks, Peach. It's about the space. I want to see space in front of him. Anyway, out it comes for Fisher. Fisher's kick goes out wide. Hello to Noah, who's watching Lindisfarne from his hospital bed. Hope you're doing okay, mate. We'll see a boundary throw in. Matty Howe's telling us from Colorado that we should go over. He'll get us snowboarding, he reckons. I fancy just keeping all of my bones intact as Curry comes through with strength. His handball only as far as Thomason. Inside forward 50, it's going to be worked out here by Edmondson and co. Now a chance as they run through North Hobart Oval. The quick kick goes long from Steele. Good mark taken down there. I think that's Fisher Cooley.
Yeah, Fisher Cooley.
Wardlaw now has it at half-back.
So Wardlaw, one of my favourite running around the Southern Footy League. He finds a friend in Foster. Stagnant as they had their hands in their hips as they came out after that half-time, or I should say three-quarter time huddle. That's another example of the day that New Norfolk's had out of bounds on the ball. Bodmer has been good off half-back. He's going to go short. He's got a bunch of options. Just a little bit too easy at the moment. There's the Linda. Oh, tell you what, coming in from the side as Fisher gets taken down, and that'll be holding the football. So what ended up being a nice pass to Fisher. Fisher then played on and Wardlaw got him from the side. Wardlaw's going to find Heron right across to the other side of the ground. He's got a long lead coming up from Thomason. He decides he's going to go shorter. Thomason is going to have to stop soon. He's going to run into the grandstand. Now he does. Up the line's about the only option. It's a high ball. No one can really win it. There's a little push out here. I reckon it's going to be a free kick to King. In fact, it's not going to be King's free kick. It's actually Fisher's free kick. It's gone the other way. So Zantuck, he's got it. And he's looking for options. Finally, the lead doesn't really come. Heron juggling a ball that looked like it swirled around in the breeze in front of Rand. And Rand's saying, no, you're in the wrong spot. You've got to come back. That's okay.
It really looks blustery out
there.
there.
I think it's your eucalyptus is stationary at the moment, but it's not necessarily an indicator, I don't think, because New Norfolk, trying to work it further forward. Cranfield's dropped it and out of bounds.
Well, I don't know, Peach. I'm starting to lean towards Zantuck.
Yeah, I think Zantuck's second half.
Drifted out.
If Johns gets another 3 or 4 touches, maybe kicks a goal, he's in for me. But Zantuck, his ability to work the ball off half-back, make good decisions. He's an aggressive footballer.
Right on cue.
And he's been able to find his teammates. Kent gets up, long jump from Kent. He had Fisher Cooley on him that applied just enough pressure to put him off in the end. Dashing out was Foster as he turns around and tries to find a friend further afield. Clark's in best position. He'll lay a tackle here, ducking one head. Nearly took the head of Foster off. And then he's trying to take the legs. Has he? Has he taken the legs? Got called by the umpire.
Great tackle.
Chip goes up. Numbers here with Lindisfarne. They can just keep it in and they can't. Out of bounds. Yeah, Zantuck is certainly level. Did you choose the Colts in the end, or was that someone else was involved in that?
No, it's not. It's
the
we have a
umpires.
say. People who are choosing
they're listening
watch
in,
our broadcast, and we have.
Are they choosing from the ground, or are they somewhere else?
We have influence.
Is our mate from Denver choosing? Is he involved at all?
I don't know.
No one's going to get a clean possession out of there. And the ball's still stationary. Just tapping in front is Eisel. And Eisel had a bit of trouble. He had a boundary line and a Zantuck. And a Zantuck and the boundary line won in the end. And that's a fair combination. As Dylan Zantuck is going to enjoy a celebration. Anning, wasn't it, who hasn't won a premiership?
Yep.
He's going to be maybe best on Sunday, on maybe silly Monday. Curry with his hand onto it. Wardlaw down on there first. Now it's thrown out to Browning. His kick's impactful. And it gets up towards Jordan Eisel.
At the next stoppage, right,
okay,
I've got some real feedback.
You've got goal, because I can tell you've got goal.
I've got some real humorous stuff.
You're very confident at the moment.
I've got some real
as
humorous
confident
stuff.
as that Lindisfarne are going to win this football game. Great tackle coming in was McPherson. And there we go.
Right.
Your moment.
On Twitter, at Tubes. This comes from T-Boat, at Snake3. Tubes. Is it a prerequisite for any New Norfolk fullback to have a nude nut? That means the bald head. He said the Derwent Valley Golden Fist winners have been toe bowls for decades.
That's a great goal. There are a few of them. Yeah, well, it's going up. New Norfolk actually got inside their forward 50, but it's at like nearly a 50-metre penalty giving way as Emerson takes it. He's going to play on his. He's got to play it further out. As I try and lean out to make sure. I think that's Phillips out there. It is. Phillips has got to chip up further. Here we go. The man who's really starting to influence this football match at the moment. Right on here. Foster now. I should say Fisher now. Fisher's kick. And it's been cut off by Heron. And he's going to take it for New Norfolk.
Hello to Justin Kennedy, who's watching from the couch, enjoying a nice cold frosty beer. Out it comes now for New Norfolk. They go out wide looking for Foster. This is going to elude him and right out of bounds in the centre of the George Miller stand, in the centre of North Hobart Oval. The right
centre of the universe.
Side. Well, it really is. If the only other centre of the universe, you can have two centres, trust me, is Queenstown Oval.
Oh, you got the shirt on. We have to get a look at that shirt.
We'll have a look at that after the game, I'm sure. Well, there we go.
You've had a kick. You've had a kick?
On the oval? Yeah.
I've had a couple. Watched a couple of games there.
You're going down for the unconformity. You can volunteer your time down there and play on the gravel if you want, Peach. So we see the ball coming in again from the George Miller stand. Gee, Walker's in the ruck now. What's going on there? Big kick up. No one's doing. Wardlaw with a handball over the top, looking for a teammate out wide. He's battled all day, Jack Hills. And now we'll see another boundary throw-in.
Jordan Eisel getting involved, as an Eisel does. He won't back down.
No. I like that toe ball call. It's pretty, and the Golden Fist winners loving it. Good on you, T-Bate. Out the back, running through nicely. Was O'Meara. Wardlaw.
Ended up got tackled and ended up laying a tackle, Wardlaw then.
Tackled the bloke who was tackling.
Yeah. It's kind of like spiders do that, don't they?
Goodness me, what's Kyle Walker doing in the ruck?
He's 5'10" at best.
Out the back here for Thomason, who's probably been one of the best for New Norfolk. His kick's smothered. He goes back in towards it, and it goes out of bounds.
10 minutes nearly gone. They had some tired legs out there. Flat quarters, which is useful.
Yep, off comes the big Tom Curry. Surely his nickname's Madras. Huh? Okay. There he is.
Yellow.
Yellow, or tie green.
What's the hottest colour?
Madras, isn't it? Madras is hot. Now they go forward. Here we go. Minchin. His kick's untoward. And Edmondson happy to just bite it off here. Kent now with a bit of time. He goes up. He's got Johns leading for him short, and Heron just chops it off, as he's done his whole career.
Just wonder if that breeze has got a bit more swirly at the moment, because Heron's reading that easily, isn't he? Not that it's had an influence in the game in the end, but he's chipping those ones off comfortably.
Oh, great stuff from Bodner. Punching it away. Now a chance for Clark. Clark with a short one. Nice fist from behind from Heron. Just feel like Coach Peach was about right. Here's a chance now for Ransley.
Well, maybe they were thinking they needed to kick some goals, and he's capable of kicking them.
Oh, this is the umpires just doing a bit of thumbs-up work as they go past our cameras. Through there with pace. That's great work from Lindisfarne. Bodner with the handball off, and he kept running. But the kick's chopped off by Heron. How many intercepts marks is that?
Well, that's 5 in his quarter, isn't it? Yeah. Uncontested.
He's all by himself. They're not looking up. Tangata needs to keep this footy in. It sits up nicely for him. He goes long, down towards the ruckman in Walker. He's got Ransley short. And Edmondson takes this one as easy as you like. Looking across the face of goal. Dangerous kick, but it's going to work out okay to Cranfield. If he looks up.
Zantuck's on the field too, and he's free by 40 metres, but it's probably a little bit too far to get to him.
John's on short. Does well. Wheels around. That 45 kick is good to Fisher. Fisher now needs to be quick. Tangata does well. Just swats it down. Now through with pace. Came Bodner. Here's a chance for McPherson. That's a good bit of pace. His kick towards Clark. Just touched over the top. Kent trying hard. Out the back, Menzie. Gives it off to a running man in Jackson. And Jackson goes back and goes bang! Toby Jackson gets the first goal of the last term. It is a clean run of 11 straight goals to Lindisfarne after New Norfolk kicked the first in the game, Peach.
Sorry, Miss Jackson, but there's another one to him. That's just too easy, wasn't it? But yeah, it's been interesting. I think they're a little tired, actually. It's a nice finish from Jackson from 45.
I thought you were going to... You went with, sorry, Miss Jackson. I was going to say Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a goal to Toby Jackson, all the same. Oh, and a little one after the ball.
There we go. Thanks for your trouble.
He turns around. He was looking for the bloke that gave him a push.
Then he thought, I'm going to hug one of my teammates instead.
I'll just celebrate premierships.
I want to enjoy the rest of the quarter. I want to be cleaned up by someone. So Rapp in the middle. Rand misses it. Edmondson, and then the ball's been out. A couple of fists just kind of going in there without any sort of coordinated work.
Gee, their back six is drilled, isn't it?
They've been just really confident. Now it's on short. It's a good option. And O'Meara's got it. He's battled hard with Tangata. That's a nice find. He hasn't done a lot today still, but when he has, he's a good athlete. Steele's got Fisher on short. He decides just to put it up on the head of someone. And look who it is. It's Rowan Heron taking another defensive mark. He knocks it out towards Thomason. You're right, Tubes. He's battled with a lot of feistiness, Thomason. Kent's been thrown down here. I reckon Kent's got a free kick for a sling tackle, which is, we've seen a few in the Colts grand final. You probably don't necessarily need it. And he's chipped it off just in time. Hodge just bangs it out and back to Steele. Steele's got a short option on in the pocket. He's got one in the middle. He's still holding the football. He's still got an option in the middle. He's going to have a shot. I don't think he's got it in him. Now he's going short. Oh, just Remus.
That was a great mark, Remus.
I tell you what, he didn't have a lot of real estate to work. He would have looked behind him, and here's a chance here, Remus. Here it is on the replay. Just getting in the very top of the fingertips.
It's like one of those NFL touchdowns where you've just got to have your feet touching on the ground as you catch the footy. Brilliant mark.
Remus is very close to the fence line. See what he can do. That's very good from Remus. It's not quite. Oh, in the end, he tricked us all. He had his...
He's high-fiving everyone.
Hang on, the umpire signalled it behind. What's going on there? Remus thought that was a goal, so therefore I thought it was a goal, but I was looking at the umpire who thought it was a point.
Remus.
And then the field umpire, he had his hands behind his back, which didn't help anybody. Anyway, we'll go back to the action. It's back into the middle. Still looking for it. That's a brilliant little chip. Far too good to Zantuck. If Zantuck kicks this goal tubes, he probably just jumps ahead in the best on field.
Oh, gee, I still think even though he hasn't kicked the goal yet, look at that, they're not happy about that last one. In comes...
There was about 4 or 5 players there that were asking for the footy and he didn't kick it to him. Anyway, so Zantuck, who's had a rip-roaring day today, as have the two Blues directly in front. Shouldn't have any trouble with the distance. It's swinging back. Not enough, and it's only a minor. And they'll finish this one off.
Out it comes now for New Norfolk. Tangata. His kick across the face of goal. Finds a teammate out wide. And Purdon. Purdon's kick is a good one. Going back with it is Walker. Walker gives it off to a running man on the far side. Ducking inside, he gave it off again to Jack Hills. He's under immense pressure, he just pops it up. Big fly down there from Donaghy. Zantuck all the way back to the back pocket, does really well. Out it comes now for Phillips, who gave it out. Long kick out the wing. Purdon trying hard. Jack Anning, interesting handball into the guts of one of his opponents. Managed to get the hands free. Here comes Walker. Steele couldn't quite catch him. Murray's going to sit this one up. And he'll go back and have a shot. Maybe just too far out to score.
It's a good kick, Murray.
He decides to send it up towards Ransley. Now out the back, here's a chance for Bodner. And it's a throw. Wow. So it'll be a Caden Donaghy free kick. 11-11-77. Lindisfarne lead at New Norfolk 1-4-10 after getting the first goal of the game and really coming out in this game.
So that was nearly 80 minutes ago of footy, their last goal. 70 minutes ago they kicked a goal.
So on the Banjos replay it was a clear throw. Donaghy's missed it.
He didn't look overly confident, did he, as he came in for that shot?
So only a few minutes to go in this Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final. Phillips, short, finding Jackson. Jackson just touches the ball to the ground. He's got Jack Anning short if he wants. He decides against that and just kicks it to 4 Eagles. Quick kick away by Fisher Cooley. And it's marked here by the two Blues. Across the face of goal. All by himself is Adam Sharp, who's done a really great job down back. Hasn't had a lot of stats. Wardlaw copped him high, then went back in.
Wardlaw's complaining, but the second one was a free kick too.
A little bit stiff there, Bodner. McPherson. There's the high tackle.
Well, that's a high tackle, isn't it? That's an easy one for the umpire.
McPherson just chips it up. And floating in there nicely is Jack Hills, who's battled all day.
Yeah, he's been fine, Hills.
Wide one out here. McPherson's going to arrive and then fists it away. Eisel. Murray. Fisher cooling. Went again, did McPherson. Fisher just shrugs it, then chips it up to Jack Anning, and wouldn't this be fitting? Not 15, umpire said. McPherson gets it forward. Now a chance here for Johns. Johns goes one way then the other, scoops it over the top towards Zantuck. And we'll see a ball up. 40 seconds to go.
And Johns getting a touch, wasn't it? That's an example that could be between the two of those for the best on ground.
Matty Howe tends to disagree with you. Reckons that Zantuck's been a clear best on. Over there in Colorado. Quick kick away there by Purdon. Purdon finds Walker. Walker looks up. He's got Donaghy leading for him out wide, but it's all two Blues out that way, so he
it's a little bit about, I suppose, when Johns got his touches, didn't he? Got them early when they needed it and set up the game.
I still think that Zantuck's tackling pressure's been immense.
Zantuck's pressure works elite, and he's covered the ground.
And there it is, the final siren in the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final. Lindisfarne 11-11-77 defeat New Norfolk. 1-5-11, a 66-point margin in favour of the two Blues. Goal kickers for the two Blues, Jacob Kent with 3, then doubles to Dan Reimers, Jared Fisher, and then singles to Andy Clark, Dylan Johns, Jaden Harris and Toby Jackson for the New Norfolk boys. It was the first goal of the game and it went to Clinton Curtin. A huge game and a massive margin and a deserving winner, a deserving premier in the Lindisfarne Two Blues, Peach.
Yeah, we might just mention a few of the players that had a bit of an influence. Firstly, for New Norfolk, I thought Blair Wardlaw really was a real goer all day, along with Tangata, who was on the ball very much from the start. Jordan Eisel was good in the second half. I thought Minchin tried on a few occasions to get in through. Thomason off half-back was good, and Rowan Heron, who in the second half went inside the defensive part of the ground and took a lot of contested and uncontested mark and did what he's done throughout his career. Throw in Corey Ransley, and that were probably the group of players that had the most influence for New Norfolk. On the other hand, for the victors, for Lindisfarne, the two Blues, no doubt Dylan Johns' first 40 minutes was elite and he was involved. Jared Fisher played extremely well right. Edmondson off half-back was able to control the game. I thought Jacob Kent's influence in the second half with a couple of goals was really, really important. But in the end, I suspect a lot of people are thinking it, including those online, that Dylan Zantuck, his aggressive and combative nature allowed Lindisfarne to end up getting a score on the LJ Hooker Pinnacle Property scoreboard, 11-11-77, to what's probably been a disappointing day for New Norfolk. 1 goal, 5-11 for them. So we've got a few minutes here and we've got the presentations happening, and we're going to find out maybe a quick interview here as Tubes Taylor has got the camera going out, the interview about to occur.
I'm going to quickly catch up with the coach, Kane Menzie. Menza, I know you're emotional, mate. What does that mean to you?
Played in the 2008 losing grand final for the Lindisfarne seniors. That was the last time I cried on this oval, and I'm really emotional now, mate. So I'm so happy for my boys. I've got a lot of...
Well, there we go. You can see how much it means to Kane Menzies. He gets attacked by his two Blues players. Incredible stuff for you, Menza, mate. The boys just come in and got you there. They love you, don't they?
Yeah, I love them. You know, to say the 22 out here, it wasn't the 22 today. I've got about 15 boys that missed out today, and it's due to the strength of Lindisfarne, the great young men that we've got down there that today the reserves at least can celebrate the premiership.
And I thought Dylan Zantuck was fantastic today. His tackle pressure around the footy, immense.
Oh, he was huge for us. He wasn't the only one. Toby Jackson down back. Them boys, forward pressure, not so much in the first quarter, but the second and third quarter was immense and created goals for us. Our leaders, Jared Fisher, Darcy, and our centreman, Andrew Clark, just led from the front. We always knew that Norfolk were going to come with the contested footy. I think we matched it. Probably that first 5 minutes was they sort of had that contested footy on us, but we matched it and we bettered it, and that's what we've done in the past, is struggle with that contested footy. Well, this group, but for them to grow and get better, what can I say? They're a great bunch, mate.
Menza, congratulations, mate. Premiership coach for season 2021. Go and enjoy it, mate.
Thank you, mate.
There we go, the coach of the reserves, Banjos Rosny, Premiership side, Lindisfarne, running out 66-point victors over New Norfolk. We'll now cross over to Brent Costello for the official presentations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the presentations for the SFL Reserves Grand Final for 2021. And congratulations to this season's premiers, Lindisfarne. Before we move on, I'd like to congratulate New Norfolk on an outstanding season. They got to the grand final the hard way, so well done, guys, and we'll see you back next year. Well done. It's now my pleasure to invite the head of AFL Tasmania, Damien Gill, to come forward to present the Johnstone Medal to the player judge best of field in the grand final. And the winner from Lindisfarne is number 31, Dylan Zantuck. Congratulations, Dylan. Now I'd like to invite Russell Young, the president of the SFL, to come forward to present the premiership medallions to the premiership players at Lindisfarne, starting with number 39, Jack Anning. Number 8, Harrison Bodnar. Number 20, Nathan Cranfield. Number 59, Thomas Curry. Number 27, Ryan Edmondson. Number 32, Jared Fisher. Number 42, Jaden Harris. Number 45, Toby Jackson. Number 35, Dylan Johns. Number 4, Jacob Kent. Number 28, Jake McPherson. Number 47, Campbell Menzie. Number 26, James Mitchell. Number 16, Angus O'Meara. Number 38, Matt Phillips. Number 15, Oliver Rand. Number 3, Daniel Remus. Number 74, Adam Sharp. Number 58, Tom Steele. Number 48, Darius Woodham. Let's get the best on ground back up here. Number 31, Dylan Zantuck. Last but certainly not least, the captain, number 34, Andrew Clark. And the coach of Lindisfarne, Kane Menzie. Kane, I'll get you to say a few words as well.
First of all, I'd like to thank New Norfolk. I've got a long history at New Norfolk, and when you guys beat Schulenville, I was happy to play you guys. Thanks for the game, commiserations. Unfortunately for you guys, this group of players is a tremendous group of players. To all the Lindisfarne faithful, thanks for coming out, thanks for your support. It's remiss of me if I don't mention the guys that missed out. They are the guys that got us into this position all year. So even though you missed out today, we're one club, we're one team, and you guys mean the most to me, most to everyone here. Thank you very much. To the 22 who played today, game plan to a T. You guys are awesome. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to coach such a good group. And well done. Stay frosty and let's have a good time.
Good on you, Kane. It's now my pleasure to invite Damien Gill, the head of AFL Tasmania, to present the Premiership Cup to Andrew Clark and Kane Menzie of the SFL Reserves Premiers Lindisfarne.
Well, there we go, Peach. How good was that? What a great game of footy. And Kane Menzie, as I saw down there on the ground, very emotional, very deserving coach. A couple of great stories coming out of this game. Jack Anning gets his first premiership. A couple of boys coming into the side.
And the reason
today.
that's a big deal is because New Norfolk had all those losses as seniors. He played in the losing ones and then was injured for all the winning ones that they had. So, great result for him. That's what it's about, isn't it?
How good is that? The two Blues celebrating a premiership here at North Hobart Oval in the Banjos Rosny SFL Reserves Grand Final. We've got a huge game coming up though, Peach, in just a few moments.
Yeah, the crowd's starting to build. They're still coming in the gate. I'm not sure. It's certainly not at capacity of 5,000 yet. I'd imagine there's plenty of room still left in. There's a fair bit of atmosphere already, though, and one gentleman's already been asked to leave. In fact, he's been exited out of the venue. He might be being put in an old cage just near those toilets, just on the corner of Argyle and Ride Street there. There's the cage there. You can stick him in.
There we go. The boys celebrating, running out victors by 66 points. Lindisfarne 11-11-77 defeat. New Norfolk 1-5-11. That is it for our broadcast of the Reserves Grand Final. We must thank, of course, Andrew Harcourt downstairs in the box, Adam Rybell up on the camera, and, of course, Hayden Corns, who's come out to help out as well. Thanks to you, Aaron Roberts. My name is Tubes Taylor. Congratulations to Lindisfarne 2 Blues running out victors in the Reserves Grand Final. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the Senior Grand Final in just a few moments. We'll be right back. Till then, bye for now.